Looks like JaySee started a little bit late there, but nonetheless, they're underway. They're unfortunately playing on the Japanese version, which loses, or they're unfortunately playing on the English version. I wish they were playing on the Japanese version. But the English version loses 3 minutes to text over the Japanese version. It's pretty sad. So we're gonna get even more lore than you bargained for. So this race is looking to be pretty solid. We have ExploudYourEar, who has a 51 in-game time, and JaySee87, who has a 47. So 2 pretty good runners. Can't wait to see how this all kind of pans out.
So far the runners seem to be pretty close to each other, but that is the early game.
Welcome back from Waffle House.
Thank you. Alright, so we have ExploudYourEar currently holding first place, first to hit the navigation room. Adam said, "Get your missiles." Do you know that Metroid Fusion is the only game to give you 15 missiles to start instead of 10? Like, total mind explosion, right?
I mean, the problem is, you don't get 15 missiles to start.
Exactly. You get 10 missiles to start instead of 5. That's so crazy. Who does
you get,
that?
Like, so many more. It's almost like there's a surplus of items in this game that they just didn't know what to do with.
Also, Fusion is the first game in which your first upgrade is the missiles and not the morph ball. Isn't that crazy?
What?
Well, we'll have to discount Metroid 2 because it's not really a game.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I think that game has something to do with like Metroids or something, but it doesn't really matter. That game is completely irrelevant. Doesn't even matter. Honestly, I'm surprised that people haven't just forgotten about it at this point.
All jokes aside, Metroid 2 is a very interesting speedrun of a game. Particularly the damage boost aspect of it, where you can just fly into outer space after hitting enemies. So main Exploud now at the Idor, getting 1 beam so far. And I think he did connect the doubles here. JaySee also connecting the doubles. 2 beams for Exploud, 1 beam for JaySee catching up.
Very nice start, RNG wise.
JaySee showing off that you can't morph into that little... Oh! JaySee pausing there, hoping to get some pretty good RNG in Arachnus, and it looks like it worked out. Although that's not exactly how you manipulate Arachnus. For tassing purposes, you can manipulate Arachnus's rolls to 0 if you pause and enter the room at the correct frame. Being in the room already doesn't count because Arachnus's pattern is already determined before he even spawns. Although, despite having better RNG, Exploud is still in the lead, however very small lead compared to earlier.
I think we're about to have a lead change though. JaySee does skip the main deck missiles. I'm not sure if Exploud does, but I would assume that he picks them up.
JaySee is one of very few runners that still go for 40 missiles. Nowadays, everybody goes for 45 because it is the safer choice.
I don't know, maybe he'll implement some of those Rasu 123 patented strats and pick up the spitter missiles later on purpose.
I don't think so. JaySee does go very traditional in this. If he had a choice, he'd probably go 35.
Oof.
Skipping the main deck missile, JaySee is now in the lead against ExploudYourEar. I know who will explode my ear in about an hour from now. Answer is Ridley.
That's my friend, don't be mean to him. I love Ridley with all my heart. And I think his screaming shows that he loves all of the Metroid Fusion players.
Do you know that Ridley is named after the alien in Aliens?
Did you know that Ridley's loud? Just like a little fun fact that I learned pretty recently.
Fortunately, the game gives you options of whether you want to play out of the SP speaker or headphones. Choosing the speaker option, meaning the game is played in mono audio. Ridley is ridiculously loud, and like if you're in an airplane or something, you'd probably wake the whole airplane up. Not that I'd known, not that I found out the hard way or anything. JaySee taking a hit. Remember, he only has a maximum of 20 missiles here, so he's looking pretty good so far, having only used 1 missile, but he kind of needs to pick up 2 yellow X's soon, otherwise all he'll ever get are yellow X's. Oh, unfortunate pirate RNG there. Exploud's catching up ever so slightly. JaySee is going to get a guaranteed green X out of this stabilizer after killing it. And he's testing his aiming right now, and Exploud now taking the lead.
He's just trying to show off his dancing skills. You know, maybe Samus belongs on Dancing with the Stars. I think she would have a pretty good chance.
Who would be her partner? JaySee now taking the lead because of better stabilizer RNG. That is a thing.
I think that Ridley would be her partner.
JaySee having some difficulty here platforming Exploud, extending the lead by a little bit. Both seem to be at the same amount of ammo here, 7, which is comfortable to attempt double missiles here and miss. However, if you continue to miss it, you'll probably completely run out of missiles. So we'll see what happens here. Exploud with 1 so far, connecting on the double. JaySee with 0 so far, connecting on the double. Oh, and he falls. Falling there actually resets the RNG of that eye door. So if it meant to give you a 0 and you fell, it would just recycle and probably give you a 4 out of punishment. Exploud attempting horizontal doubles. I think JaySee attempted it to start, but he didn't get it. Neither runner getting a double here. But it is neck and neck once again with JaySee slightly ahead. We've seen like, I don't know, 5 lead changes already, and it's only 10 minutes in.
Yeah, if you're close in early game, RNG could just completely change it really early on. We've seen,
according to my reliable source, he did get it, in fact, on the first try. Patented JaySee horizontal double core X shot.
Yeah, we're gonna have to copyright strike Exploud. He stole those strats.
However, Exploud getting the better out of the stabilizer takes the lead again. So it is a very close race. A lot of the lead changes are actually execution based and not necessarily RNG based, as JaySee now takes the lead. This door is random and JaySee gets the better. Fun fact, those locked doors are random in when they actually unlock itself.
Seems like JaySee spilled a little bit of blue paint on his TV there. Looks like he's got it cleaned up now. Meanwhile, Exploud took the lead back by like half a second, and now JaySee has it by like 0.1.
Yeah, looking at this race, both runners appear to have brief moments of better execution between them two, causing the lead to change frequently here. Hopefully this next idor will be dramatic enough that we can actually see who will stay ahead for the rest of the race, because having a race so close with all these lead changes is just making my heart rate jump up, and I'm old and I don't want that to happen. I want a nice, comfortable race where someone is in the lead permanently.
No heart attacks, no deaths. The good stuff.
Keep in mind that text smashing is also considered a strategy in terms of RTA. JaySee could very well take the lead here on Supreme text smash, but it looks like his text smashing is not nearly as supreme as Exploud's, so Exploud may extend the lead here just a little bit.
I do know that JaySee is definitely used to the Japanese version, so he does not have most of the English text memorized, so that will slow him down just a little bit throughout this whole thing.
Exploud's better text smashing puts him in the lead by about a room now. Ooh, Exploud taking a hit there from Zoro. Also, JaySee, no change in lead here. Although Exploud having difficulty platforming, and JaySee does the same thing. It's like a game of horse where it's, hey, can you do this? Except it's with mistakes. Both runners unlocking security level 1. The blue hatches are now active as they make their way to bombs. JaySee taking another hit, leaving the double Zoro room. Should be fine on health here, provided that there are no more screw-ups. His next danger would probably be the pancakes, because the upcoming Zoros are very easy to handle.
You know, I never noticed that the door going into bombs there, I never noticed that that was actually a blue door.
Well, that's the whole reason why Adam tells you to unlock the blue doors first, because the bombs are locked behind the blue doors.
I mean, I suppose, but like I thought like a different door was gonna be like blue, but I guess not.
It's okay, Monkey. I can understand. As a speedrunner, you don't care what Adam has to say.
Mm-hmm.
But Adam does tell you to unlock the door so that you can get the bombs.
I mean, I also don't play on the English version, so I haven't read this text in eons. I mean, for all I know, he could be telling me to go open up the bombs room, but without opening the blue doors. I would never know because I don't read Japanese.
JaySee making it out of the pancakes room just fine. Exploud also doing the same thing. It's gonna come down to door RNG. Can JaySee catch up with better RNG here? They don't have to rely on doubles anymore.
They have the charge.
Ooh, Exploud taking that E-Tank. JaySee will not. And he will. Exploud, though, getting a zero beam here, so he's gonna secure this lead, at least for the moment. Because now he has to face Zazabi. Can Zazabi give him enough jumps for JaySee to catch up?
I don't know. I did notice that JaySee got a 2 beam. So maybe... I don't know. I don't know. Ooh. Exploud's got 5 jumps right now.
Neither runner getting very good RNG for Zazabi. I lost count. There are too many jumps in this game.
Exploud got 7 jumps, I believe, which isn't horrible, but not great. Also, unfortunately, missing that kill on the last cycle. I think his first charge beam shot was just a little bit too far to the left.
Ooh, JaySee missing the initial double on the core X. It's going to be a 3 round here. Exploud did the same thing though, so it feels to me like the lead has not changed whatsoever, although Exploud did miss a jump there. The lead has now changed to about half a second.
I want to say that Exploud was about 10 seconds ahead at the high jump grab, and with that missed jump, probably about 9 seconds ahead now.
Alright, let's see if any of these runners attempt sack skip. Do they want to run some more, or do they want to call it a night? Looks like Exploud wants to run some more. JaySee thought about calling it a night.
JaySee cutting it really close there.
Really good climb there for Exploud. JaySee getting 2 ledge grabs, not as good as Exploud's climb, but JaySee is gonna try to keep up here. Both runners now leaving Sector 2 and are on their way to Sector 4, where they will go through some electrified water and try to find the speed booster. JaySee roughly 10 seconds behind Exploud. Still kind of early in the game. A lot of chances for the lead to switch once again due to RNG, or perhaps due to movement issues. Because it seems like Exploud at the moment is showing better movement and better mechanics than JaySee. Maybe JaySee is just slightly rusty and just needs to warm up. But if that's the case, he needs to warm up faster because we're already 20 minutes in. And the run is expected to be about an hour and like 20 minutes or so. Give or take. Apparently Adam finds the X fascinating, but he is digressing and is now telling Samus to go visit a friend, Ceres. I think this is the first tip-off in the story that Adam is purposely sabotaging Samus. Oh, ExploudYourEar getting hit by that crab there with a ledge grab. This is JaySee's chance to catch up ever so slightly.
Now we see JaySee actually having a slightly better movement in this sector. So it's just kind of interesting how quickly that changed. And just like that, he takes the lead from a missed wall jump from ExploudYourEar.
That is all it takes. Coming up on Ceres here, I have a question for all of you. Which Ceres is your favorite Ceres?
Definitely the skeleton.
I think Ceres Space Station is my favorite.
I actually don't know. I do like that though.
JaySee getting 3 beams while ExploudYourEar with 0. Count him. You can't count 0. Good first shot for ExploudYourEar. Good first shot for JaySee. Let's see how the second round works for these guys. It looks like ExploudYourEar missed half a cycle. I think JaySee will have... Oh no! He runs into Ceres, causing one of the particles of the beam to not hit. The next one should be a kill though. ExploudYourEar's lead extending with a better Ceres fight. Oh, ExploudYourEar with that diagonal Shine Spark when he meant to go horizontally. If he's not careful, these algae could do a lot of damage to him and cause him problems in the health department. JaySee taking a dip into the water. Speed booster does not work in the water.
Just taking a bit of a bath. Once you get hit by a giant slimy snake underwater thing, it, you know, kind of get a little bit dirty.
Oh no! ExploudYourEar drops his speed booster here and is going to be forced to pick up the Missile of Shame. Unless he can skip it. Let's see if he tries. Nope. Runs right into it. This is a pretty good catch-up for JaySee if he can get the Shine Spark out of here. And he does. ExploudYourEar getting that low height. Very, very nice. Oh, unfortunately, JC will not get the low hide because he unmorphed and had to remorph, losing time on that speed booster timer. JC catching up ever so slightly due to Exploud's missile of shame, although this lead could have been shortened significantly if JC also got the low hide. But it is what it is. The race is still close. They're roughly, I don't know, 3 Idor beams apart. Coming up on Sector 3, Exploud with a healthy missile count of 30, which is 5 more than he's used to. I expect that he should not have any problems with ammo management exiting Sector 3 and entering Sector 6. JC also with a healthy count. He will be expected to leave Sector 3 or finish the box fight with about 7 missiles. Exploud with a very interesting way of getting through those speed booster blocks. JC also. Majority of the runners just shine spark across the entire room, but JC takes away from the bonk animation by doing a speed jump onto it. Exploud does the same thing. Exploud missing that shine break. He's gonna have to climb the ladder here. Let's see if JC can get it, and he also misses the shine break. This is definitely a game of horse. Oh, JC having issues bouncing. It looks like ExploudYourEar did not opt to attempt the data spark. I don't think JC will either with how he... Oh, he did try to do it. Let's see what Box has in store for ExploudYourEar. Looks pretty good so far. Very nice, clean fight. Can he finish Box off right here? A perfect Box fight. Looking really good on JC's side as well. He did take 1 missile. And he's going to be forced to finish Box. 1 jump further to the left than he'd like. ExploudYourEar's lead grows. JC dangerously low on missiles here. He's going to have to find a way to get past these 2 side hoppers. Decides to roll right under them. He has a lot of health. He expends a missile. I don't think he meant to do it. And now he's looking for a green X. Unfortunately, the second Ghidorah looking thing had the green X, but he chose not to pick it up. He waited for the first one, but it was a yellow X. That is really bad luck. And now JC will have to go for the backup strat here, which is to shine spark through the missile barrier, while Exploud, with like a million missiles, will have no problems getting through. I'm pretty sure that creature's name is Ghidorah. Let me check my Metroid Fusion database. And it's definitely not a Ghidorah. The Ghidorah is the eye door. Wow, I'm so good. JC forgetting to open the door before he does his speed jump into Sector 6. Exploud already at the nav room. And come to find that the Ice X is a danger. Those X parasites were hanging out in the fridge for too long, and now they become frozen X parasites. And they do a lot of damage because Samus is allergic to the cold. Exploud with a missed jump there. He intended to do a speed jump across the length of that room. Gets hit by the eyeball creature. Alright, check out JC's side here. He's going to be attempting the backup strat, which involves a small shine spark chain. Let's see if he bombs the wall first. That bomb is too high. JC will have to re-bomb the wall on his way back. Exploud getting hit by not one, but two Ice X's. Dangerously low on health here, and if we had audio on his side, you'd be hearing the health alarm. Fortunately for Exploud, there is an E-Tank in this room, saving his life. Oh, JC having some issues with ledge grabbing, but manages to make it out of that room just fine. Coming up is the second encounter of SAX. Exploud finds himself trapped under a wall of powerbomb blocks. Fortunately for him, for unknown reasons, SAX decides to plant a powerbomb. You know, I thought SAX was an intelligent creature. SAX could have left Samus in that little shaft forever. One beam for Exploud, getting really good RNG on Idors so far. JC, although, has had a few 3 beams. Oh, finally, good RNG on JC's side. He gets a 1 beam. Exploud missing the charge beam on the Mega Corax. Finally gets through. Let's see what kind of fight JC will have. Lost a little bit of control there on that Mega Corax, but it was a 4-shot. A faster fight for JC, and he does get doubles, whereas Exploud did not get any. JC will come out of this fight, saving time against Exploud. Various suit effect recovered. Now you can survive extreme temperatures and extreme cold Ice Corexes, or Ice X's. As you can see on Exploud's side, Ice X's now heal you for a lot of health. Really nice climb on JC's side there. He's going to catch up a little bit more. Exploud had to use the ladder for an extended period. Although JC will have to rebomb this wall. So he's going to lose 3 seconds here because of his backup strat. JC decides to ignore it.
I do think that he actually skips the missile after the main deck that you get later on after you save the animals, and I think he actually gets one in early Sector 5. That doesn't lose a lot of time, so I'm assuming that's what he's gonna do, is pick that one up instead.
Yeah, unfortunately for JC, he knows the timing of all of the missiles that you pick up in any percent, which one would be the fastest. And so for JC, when he missed bombing that wall, he's probably going to resort to getting the next fastest missile pickup, which would most likely be the main deck elevator. If he does skip that, and if he does get it in his route, we're looking at the spitter corridor or somewhere else.
In the first room in the Sector 5, if you go all the way to the bottom to the left, there's a pretty fast missile pack that I've seen him definitely pick up before in runs.
He'll have to get it on his way out of Sector 5. Still a pretty close race, 37 minutes in. JC only roughly one room behind where he was about 15 seconds behind. JC is definitely catching up here with a better execution, more so on Mega Korax side, where he did get that 4 shot and 2 doubles. ExploudYourEar going for some risky business strats. If he messes this up, it can cost him 10 seconds, but he does get it. JC with a slightly safer strat here, and he does kill that waiver that would otherwise block him from getting those speed booster blocks. Yellow doors are now active. Security level 3 unlocked. Let's see if JC goes for reverse ice here. If he was brave, he would do it. Unfortunately, he's not brave, so he will not do it.
Scaredy.
Basically identical climbs there for both runners. You know, although JC did miss a missile expansion, he is still fine in terms of ammo here coming up for Sector 3 emergency. I wonder if he will actually get that missile expansion mentioned earlier. If not, then it will definitely be the spitter corridor if he wants 40 missiles. Right now, as it is, if he continues his route with no changes, he would have 35. Ooh, Exploud missing a jump, and they are now neck and neck. JaySee executing better. JaySee took the lead ever so slightly there until he got hit by that waiver, and now Exploud like 3 frames ahead. Both runners taking a hit at the same time, but JaySee gets another hit from the waiver, and Exploud wins that little joust of lead exchanges. It was like watching synchronized swimming for a moment there. Let's see if JaySee does get this missile pack. You can't get that missile pack because the door is locked, so it looks like JaySee will not get that. Or if he does, it would be on the way to power bombs? Who knows? Ooh, whose tech smash is better? Exploud with a slight error there, trying to enter the or use the elevator. JaySee just a few frames faster. Let's see if JaySee can catch up here during not escape, but meltdown. Neither runner makes the mistake of talking to Adam during an emergency. Effectively not losing time. JaySee decides to roll under that stretchy. He's conserving missiles here. He does need to conserve missile. He does not have it as much as he would like. More missile conservation there for JaySee, doing a alternate descend. Trying to keep the pressure on Exploud here, literally right behind him. Oh, JaySee does not land on top of the stretcher, he froze. Exploud though. Really good movement for Exploud here. No noticeable mistakes so far. 5 minutes until the main boiler explosion. JaySee had to wait for that stretchy to fully extend and fully retract. Exploud taking a dive into the lava. Exactly 1 room behind is JaySee. Exploud missing a few jumps here. So does JaySee. 2 beams for Exploud, 2 beams for JaySee. No changes on the eye door. It all comes down to who can get the doubles on the wave. Not wave, but the wide core. JaySee with the double and the sweet spot now takes the lead against Exploud. He's going to end emergency at 4:27. With Exploud ending at 4:21. 6 seconds gained by JaySee, who is now in the lead. This race so far has been a race of movement, where, as you can see there, small mistakes are causing both runners to catch up and take over each other. It has nothing to do with the RNG, because it appears that both runners are getting the same kind of RNG as we are now synced. Once again, JaySee going for the faster strat, or so it seems. Oh, Exploud taking a hit from the flying birdie thing. JaySee retakes the lead. Exploud not too far behind. Decent climb for both runners, but it does look like JaySee did pull ahead ever so slightly. Very, very close race, boys and girls, and the winner will move on to the semifinals of this tournament, whereas the loser will not be sent home, but will be sent underground into the loser's bracket. Adam senses some life form that is not infected and tells Samus to go check it out. JaySee will check it out in a hurry. Followed closely by Exploud. JaySee showing off a roughly 3-room advantage over Exploud at the moment, but that could very well change. You know how fickle those animals are. JaySee, I'm pretty sure JaySee still has to consider which extra missile pack to pick up, because as it is right now, JaySee will have a maximum of 35 missiles unless he finds some place else to get missiles. JaySee going half-seas on the impossible strat, messes up, and Exploud, oh, also messes up. That was his chance to take the lead. JaySee manages to walk away from that with no danger. And he gets the Shine Break. Exploud setting up for the Shine Break. JaySee bunks! And will have to do this room the intended way. Whereas Exploud gets the Shine Spark, and now the race is a lot closer than it was like 5 seconds ago. JaySee with very, very bad animals. Exploud with very, very bad animals. However, Exploud's animals was slightly better. And JaySee's lead now shrinks to about 3 seconds. On their way to pick up the power bombs, JaySee will have to talk to Adam first, because Adam is a very lonely person and tries to talk to Samus at every single moment. Alright, let's see if JaySee picks up this missile pack here. And it looks like he will. And I don't know if this missile pack is actually part of his normal route. And if it is, he'd still be 1 missile pack short. My guess is it has to be the Spitter Corridor missile. Not too far behind as Exploud. This lead could dwindle based on JaySee's text mashing history in this race. Fortunately, it's only a 2-liner. JaySee will maintain this lead through text. JaySee not going for... Oh, there it is. He's going to pick up... Oh, he's not going to pick up the missile. Make up your mind! He's going for... Oh, I see what he's going for. He's going for The Shine Spark strat. Oh, and he gets... No, he doesn't! He's gonna lose a lot of time here. The fabled Sector 5 Powerbomb Shine Spark strat. JaySee attempted to do it and cost him the lead. As Exploud now picks up the Powerbomb, JaySee is now one room behind. Keeping the race interesting is JaySee with some desperation strats. Although I don't think it's desperation strat. Definitely super swag strat that backfired. No big deal with that sex encounter. Both runners make it out alive as JaySee almost picks up an extra powerbomb tank. Exploud going for Kadoom strats, and it looks like he gets it, however, a little slightly slower than the optimal Kadoom strat. JaySee opting to go the traditional way. As both runners now exit Sector 5. And will make their way towards the main deck, where they will gear up for the Yakuza fight. JaySee snubbing the missile pack to the room on the left there. He will have considerably less missiles against Yakuza here versus Exploud, who will have 50 missiles, or 55, depending on whether or not the spitters are kind to him. And we shall see. Also, getting hit by the spitters here may cause JaySee to catch up, provided he does speed boost through the hallway. Exploud managing to get the speed booster through the spitter corridor. Let's see if JaySee is lucky, or will he get this missile pack, this powerbomb pack, missile pack? And he does. Oh, with swag too. The unnecessary Shine Spark. Looking at Exploud's side, he opts to use the save. JaySee, though, ran a little bit too early. He's not going to have the speed booster here and jump through the door like he'd like to. JaySee can save some time here if he chooses no, and he does. JaySee now back to his normal 40 missile run. But Exploud is still in the lead 53 minutes in. We're looking at 15 more minutes of game time. Give or take. Maybe, you know, like 17. Still. Come on, Idor, it's up to you. Will you make this race interesting? No, I was not mistaken. I said he ran too early because he had to stop. Otherwise, if he kept running, he would have missed it completely. Exploud getting the zero beam. Can he get the one round? Unfortunately, Yakuza is too far up the screen for Exploud to see. JaySee finally getting through the door with poor RNG there on his side. Exploud, it looks like a 3-round for Exploud. JaySee can catch up here with a 1-round if he's lucky. Unfortunately, Yakuza does not like lucky, and he will go past 1 round here. JaySee choosing to not get grabbed intentionally as he gets a 2-round. This is going to help him catch up a little bit if he can get a really good second phase here. Exploud looking really good. Very safe strats on Exploud's side. I take that back. Exploud 5 health away from death. Can he survive? No! He did save though. Exploud did save, but he's just waiting. I saw him save. What are you doing, Exploud? You saved. You can still go on. Why do you even save if you're not gonna use your save if you die? Come on, man. Well then, JaySee extending his lead because Exploud is choosing to wait until he hits yes. JaySee now with a comfortable lead of 56 minutes ahead of Exploud. All he has to do now is complete the run. I don't understand. What is the point in saving for safety if you're not going to use the save as intended as your contingency? It doesn't make sense to me. Moving on, JaySee on his way to fight Metroid with a grand total of 40 missiles, which means he will have to shoot an extra at least 8 more charge beams and power bombs at Metroid if he wants to end the fight in a fast manner. Looking pretty good for JaySee. No Tink to missile so far. Oh, there is the Tink missile. And he makes it up with a couple extra charge beams there. All green X's coming out of that core X as JaySee did finish the fight at full health. No problems for missiles here. And he does get the double-double for a very good core X fight. JaySee does get the clip through the ceiling. However, he did not do it fast enough so that the enemy was not able to knock him out of the bonking animation. Coming up for JaySee is the fight against Nightmare. What? You restored the plasma beam functionality? Who told you to do this? Oh, you know what? Since you have this plasma beam, could you take care of something for us? Yeah, it's called Nightmare. Don't worry. It's all bark and no bite. Damage is staggering though, because it's what happens to pets when you leave them in the house by themselves. Very spooky and suspenseful music coming out of JC's speakers and into our ears. It's gotten worse, apparently. And now we learn of Nightmare, a weapon developed by scientists for military application. And Adam is asking Samus to destroy it. JC looking good for the Shine Spark setup. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That spacebar, though, literally on Samus's back. However, makes up its mind and turns around. JC getting through Sector 5 with no hits at all, no missile usage at all. Well, he did use the missile, but picked up an X after that. So he could break this eye door open and just run through the door and not worry about the X. And he does use the charge beam, so it looks like that is his intent. Why do you need the red X if you are full on everything? I see a 9-volt battery in the background there, connected to a red wire. Really good opener for JC. Very good start. Let's see if he's able to manipulate Nightmare. And he looks like he will manipulate Nightmare properly. Very nice, clean fight for JC, using that power bomb so that all those X's can hang out in one spot for JC to pick up. That's like a giant magnet, the power bomb is. If you don't already know this, the explosion, the after explosion of the power bomb pulls in all the X's in its range into where the power bomb was laid. So if you're low on health and you really need help, but those pesky X's keep flying everywhere, you can plant the power bomb and pull all those X's to where you drop that power bomb. JC, a little bit too close. He's not going to get a speed booster here. Bonk. Again, still too close. Bonk. One more time for good measure. Oh, that still looks kind of close. Bonk. Oh, and he does get it. Very nice. Very nice space boost across lower sector 4 for JC. And very nice movement going down. JC using the speed jump to break that bomb block. That bomb block has cost a runner or two a run in this tournament, believe it or not. I know, 3 seconds. JC showing off that the red door can be opened before this jingle happens. The moment you step on that platform and face the red thing, that door is active. As JC walks through lower sector 4, you can see all the very nice red corals in the background. Speaking of corals, you guys seen The Walking Dead? I'm not gonna spoil anything for you, but you should see it. Very nice frame perfect freeze there by JC. JaySee manages to freeze that balloon before it expands and blocks his way. That could cost him, like, 8 seconds or something. Looking pretty smooth for JaySee, and he does have 4 E-tanks. Probability of death is slightly lower for having extra E-tanks. As we make our way out of Sector 4, JaySee has about 4 bosses left to fight. Roughly 12-15 minutes left in this run. Samus, you know what to do. Is your objective clear? Well, I mean, if Adam knows what Samus has to do, why does he have to ask? I still don't understand what Sector 6 is supposed to imitate. It looks like there's a bunch of weird things going on in the background there. Emeralds? Is this an emerald cave? I see crane hands and more hands. What is it supposed to be? JaySee making his way down to the restricted area. Oh, did you see that? Little cameo there by the Chozo glyph in the background. You'll see it on the way back. Right next to the gate, there's a caution sign sticker on the wall with the Metroid Zero Mission Chozo glyph near it. JaySee taking a few hits here from boss. Not quite the perfect fight, but you can still get this under control if you get some missiles in. Ooh, tinking everything. He's got 9 missiles left before he has to resort to Charge Beam. 7, 6, 5, and he does kill the box. JaySee now recovers the wave beam that can penetrate the wall. Now watch closely and you'll see the Metroid Zero Mission Chozo glyph on the wall. It's red. Watch carefully now. There it is! You see it? Oh, that's so cool. No entry without authorization, says the computer, but JaySee does not care. JaySee decides to make the Metroid synchronized dance. Very nice climb there for JaySee. 55 seconds leaving the restricted area. As we wait for this text to finish, Adam does mention the evolution cycle of the Metroid. What is your favorite Metroid form? My favorite Metroid form is the I don't like them. There's only one Metroid, and it's Baby Metroid. JaySee just a few rooms from Ridley, as he has to face off against the Gold Pirates. Pretty clean Gold Pirates for JaySee. Still rocking the bad luck at the very last Idor, although it does not matter. JaySee at the moment has no opponent because he appears to have given up. It is smooth sailing here for JaySee. He has all but 3 bosses left, and if I were him, I'd take them very carefully. Really showing off that he does do Pogo in Metroid Fusion. Ridley is finally down. Alright, JaySee picks up the final upgrade of the game, the Screw Attack, which is rarely used in any percent, because right after you kill Ridley, you are going to try to finish the game. JaySee showing off some R-shotting, although has difficulty climbing up to the platform, and is now in Sector 1 on his way back up the main deck. But before we go to the main deck, we have to talk to Adam once more. Did you see that? It's a Metroid shell egg shedding skin thing. That is ridiculous, said Samus. Federation is coming now, Adam said, as Adam locks Samus in this navigation room. The X must not leave here. I must destroy them all before the Federation arrives. Computer finally realizes that his name is Adam. And the resident sleeper text is now over. JC with one last objective, and it is to send the entire lab crashing down into SR-388. Oops. JC forgets to open the door there. One major threat remaining as JC is on his way up the operations deck, where he will have one last encounter with SAX, but this time there is no escape. It is a fight to the death. Who will win, Samus or Samus X? You decide. In fact, JC will decide as he finishes first round of SAX easily with a 5-beam stun lock. JC missing the first double. He connects on the second double. Oh, and he tinks completely on that third attempt. And he does get 2 doubles in that Core X fight.
Propulsion sequence activated. Destination SR-388. Propulsion sequence activated. SR-388.
JaySee making every effort to expend all his missiles before he fights Omega Metroid. Let's see if he can get the low height here, and he does not. Wow, wow, said Omega Metroid.
To destination.
I wonder if any of the remaining X's managed to leave the lab through this hole in the wall. Metroid Fusion 2? Maybe. GG to JaySee, who finishes with a time of 122.20 against ExploudYourEar, advancing into the semifinals of the tournament. All right, I'm gonna try to get JaySee in the channel here for some interviewing. And with me now is JaySee, the winner of the race. Congratulations to JaySee. How do you feel?
That was sloppy. That was very sloppy. It's fine.
And I have Exploud here.
Hello.
Could you tell us exactly what happened?
I'm guessing Sector 5 sacks.
I just didn't pick a Red X before Yakuza and died. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys were exchanging leads throughout the entire race. It was very close until Exploud died. In fact, Exploud was actually ahead before he died, and I think that if Exploud survived, then it would have been a very close race until the end.
Would have been quite a PB for you.
I don't. Yeah, I guess I was before Yakuza was 28 seconds ahead, something like that. I don't remember.
Nice.
Yeah, I was. That's the problem. Yeah, I went in too early, which never happens. Usually I wait a lot to get just every single Red X. Even when I don't need them, I'll still get them just in case. But yeah,
1 energy short of full health. Eat the Red X.
I was actually way more than 1 energy short actually.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Should have learned 0%.
Yeah. You have been telling me that for a long time now.
I mean, you thrive in low percent runs.
I'm supposed to do one, technically, so...
Oh.
Well, fortunately, Exploud, you are not yet out of the tournament. You will be going down to the losers bracket, where you could face off against either Sophia, Boxmeister, Crunchylex, or Dan React. And I think that you have This out of you five, you have the second best PB, with Crunchylex being slightly above you, but your PBs are, I think, just seconds of each other. So I think it'll be a pretty interesting race if Crunchy does manage to move on. Do you have any plans, any preparations, or are you just going to maintain your fusion runs until then?
I'm planning to practice a lot, to be honest, because well, I was running on GameCube until recently, because now I have an issue with my GBASP. Hallelujah. The R button doesn't respond correctly, so I switched to emulator like 2 days ago, and I don't know.
Ew.
Yeah, I know, right?
Throws you off pretty bad.
But no, actually, it was fine because
was
I have
fine. Nice.
I have a TV that has a bit of delay, not much, and somehow it's pretty much the same with emulator, so it works. It worked well in the end.
Nice.
So yeah.
All right. And JC is moving on to the semifinals, where he will face off against Rasu123. Any preparations for that?
Yeah, we're gonna run 0% for that.
Oh, are we? Maybe.
That might even things out.
I'll probably die at Arachnus or something.
Don't worry, it'll be great.
Well, I nearly died to the charge beam core in the race, so you know.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I just had all kinds of weird things, like bonking everywhere, falling everywhere. It was fun.
Yeah, I really hope that Exploud was able to survive that, because it was a very exciting race from start to finish. Or
Nice.
start until death.
Started mid-finish.
Yeah.
There's just one thing I didn't understand, is that I was after Ceres, I was trying to get the low jump.
Full height, yeah.
Yeah,
Which one?
and I bumped into the wall, and I don't know why.
Huh.
Yeah, I broke the wall, and I still bumped into it. So I don't know what happened. I didn't do a diagonal. I'm pretty sure of that. So.
I mean, you could also just be way too close.
Maybe that was that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you were like on the right subpixel next to the wall.
Yeah, I get. Okay, so that was why. Okay.
Oh.
The first time happened to me, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah, it's like Strange Park has a weird deal whenever you're like really close to a wall, even though it should have broken it normally.
All right. Yeah, I did see that, and I kind of had my questions too. Unfortunately, we are out of time. We do have a race coming up in exactly 1 minute. It's going to be, let me bring up the schedule here. Shantae is the name of this event. I don't know what that is.
Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
Any percent no out of bounds tournament featuring JT Norimaki versus Cabbage Game here on Speed Gaming 4. So if you're into that, keep this channel locked.
It's a pretty fun game. You should go out and play it and watch this run.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I've never heard of the game before, and I'm always interested in watching new things. So with that, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for the runners for putting up a very good run. And thanks again to Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming staff for allowing us to give you the Metroid Fusion Any% tournament. I will see you guys next time.